Well, hey friend, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diane, and I'm so excited because today we're going to be making another old but goodie. So we're going to be making magic bars. I guess this recipe is probably almost as old as I am, and it's just full of goodness, chocolate chips, butterscotch, nuts, a little bit of salt, so it's sweet and crunchy. If you like that, we got it here today, let me tell you. So I want to say welcome back to all of my old subscribers and hello to all of my new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm enjoying you being here with me. So we're going to get right into this. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get you some graham crackers, and you can get the ones that's already graham cracker crumbs that's already in the box in the store, but they're quite expensive. So the best thing to do is just buy the graham crackers like what I do, and I just go ahead on and I'll put them in the food processor and blend them myself till you get these nice little crumbs. And so you need a 1.5 cups of crumbs, and then we got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt that's going to go into the crumb mixture. Now, normally when you're making a crust, this is going to be our crust. You would add a little sugar, but to this we're not adding sugar. In fact, we're going to add salt. So it's just a hint of salt, and I know what you're thinking already. You're probably thinking, well, this is going to be very sweet, but trust me, it's not. I think with the nuts that we're putting in it, it balances it out. I want to let you know, it's just like eating a candy bar, but it is very good. And then we have 7 teaspoons of melted butter. And we're just going to put that right on in there. Get all of that good butter out. And we're just going to mix this together. Incorporate it really, really well. We just want to get it all in there. So while I'm doing this, someone has to enlighten me. Kind of drop it down in the comments so I'll know if you have been experiencing this as well. So with these graham crackers, and I normally buy the same brand all the time, I have noticed that they break very easily now. Now, I remember when my kids were small, and I could give my babies graham crackers and peanut butter, and you know, they would hold up and hold a shape, and they'd walk around and eat on them. But now, you can't even hardly take them out the pack without them breaking. What is going on? I'm a little confused about what has happened. But still, the taste is great. The taste isn't changed that I can, pinpoint. But I just don't know what has happened to why they're breaking so easily. All right, so now that's the way we want our crumble graham crackers to be. So this is going to be the crust of the magic bars. They're going to be so good. So now you got that, but you got to get your pan prepared. So the next thing you want to do is you want to take a 9x13 pan, and I got this pan at Walmart. So very nice pan. It is non-stick, and it also comes with a cover to it, a lid, and that just snaps on, and it's great for storage. So I love that pan. So what we need to do is we need to line our 9x13 pan, because when these cook, after they finish, we need to lift them out of the pan so we can cut them, okay? I guess you could technically leave them in, but I like to take them out, cut them up, and then store them. So I'm going to line it with parchment paper, and I'm just going to flip my pan over and kind of measure it like this, just a rough measure around the pan, leaving a little bit. All right. And then we're just going to put it down in our pan like that. We want to hang over, kind of just like we did with the magic bars that I made. Remember those magic bars that I made? and just lifted them right up out of the pan. All right. People don't want to cooperate. I'm going to trim some of that off, but that's okay. So now I'm going to get close up because now we're going to start dumping. But before I do that, I just want to show you what we got and what's going in it. So everything from now, after we get the crust in, from then on, it's going to be dump on top of this crust. But we got 1 cup of chocolate chips, 1 cup of butterscotch chips, 1 cup of sweetened coconut, or you can use unsweetened if you want. But trust me, this dish is not too sweet. And then we will have 1 cup of chopped pecans, and then we have 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Now, guys, this is the first time that I've used this brand. I always use the other well-known brand. But I'm going to try this because I've been seeing it in the stores, and I was like, I'm going to try this one. So it's not as dark as the other brand that I normally use, but it seems like it has maybe the same texture to it. I tasted it. It tastes pretty good. So we're going to get close up on this and zoom in so you can see the whole thing as I put it together. And I said it takes no time. We're going to cook it in a 350 degrees oven for 25 minutes. And that's what I always cook mine at. For 25 minutes, 350 degree oven on the second rack from the bottom. Okay? So we're going to zoom in so you can see it all. Do is just pour your graham cracker crumbs over into this, and we're going to press it down in there. And we're going to get all of this out. All right. And then we're just going to press it down in here. And there may be some loose crumbs. If you don't have a food processor, then just take and put it in a bag, Ziploc bag, and crush up your graham crackers with a rolling pin or with a glass, a cup, whatever you have, and get them nice and crushed. There's more than one way to skin a cat, okay? So always remember, if you don't have some, just improvise. You can always improvise. All right. So this is looking good, and we just want to press it. And you don't have to pre-bake this crust. Everything's going to bake in together all at one time. And you're going to use, as I said, 1.5 cups of graham cracker to crush up. I just want to spread this out a little bit. I see it's a little thin right here on this end. So I just want to spread it out. And it holds up really good once you get it all in there. So that's good. That looks good. Okay. No, a lot of messing and fussing. Let's see if I can get these ends down just so you can see it better. Okay, very good. All right, so now from this point, the only thing we're going to do now is we're going to sprinkle chips on top of it. So we got chocolate chips, and I always keep some of these in my cabinet in a big container because I make chocolate chip cookies all the time. And here's the thing, guys. I believe that you can have and eat what you want in moderation, and it can be semi-healthy. Like I said, semi-healthy if you make it yourself. At least that way you know you're controlling some of the preservatives, or you're not getting the preservatives that you would get if you bought something out of the store. And then we have 1 cup of butterscotch, and guess what? That just goes right on top too. So you just sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. And when these bake, they do hold their shape. So, you know, you'll be surprised. When you put it in the oven and let it bake, like I said, I know that mine takes 25 minutes. And just don't let it burn. Okay? Just kind of monitor it. If I was you and you're making it for the first time, I would kind of monitor this to see, you know, how it's doing. And then we got our coconut, and we're just going to sprinkle that. How easy is that? Just going to sprinkle that right on top. And I want to tell you, it's just like eating a candy bar. I mean, it's just delicious. Let's get our corners real good. Okay. And so the reason for the parchment paper that I like I said, of course, you don't have to do it, and especially if you're going to use this a non-stick pan, but you don't want to scratch your non-stick pan. So then I'm going to turn my pan a little bit. I'm hoping I don't block your view too much. Do that again. Just so we have enough that we can grip those edges and pull it right out. And then we're going to go in with our pecans. Sprinkle them. Make sure you get some in those corners now. And this is, like I said, it's a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. How easy is that to remember? You can buy pre-chopped pecans, or you can chop them yourself, which is what I do because I always have, a large container of pecans in my cabinet. So I always just chop them myself. Okay. And then you just kind of look at it and see if you need to move a couple of little things. You don't need to pat anything. Now, next, this comes the part that, you're like, oh, I don't know how this is going to work. And I need to do it with my right hand so I can control it. So I'm going to go and get on the other side of the pan. And here we go. So you just pouring it right on the top. Like I said, this is my first time doing with this particular product here. But this is all you do. It's a fast movement. You go and you fill it in. And don't worry, because it's going to spread out and fill in all over this. So you don't have to worry about, oh, it's not going to get all of it. What this is going to do is when it cooks, is it's going to bind it together so that your magic bar holds together. Get those corners real good now. Make sure we get some in those corners. I'm the corner girl. Gotta get the corners. But yeah, I can tell. Like I said, it tastes fine, but it's not the same color as, that name brand one that I usually buy, because that's more of a tannish color, where this is more like a vanilla. So I can definitely see a difference in it. And then I'm going to switch. Hope I don't block you too much. But I'm going to just go in here with my spatula now. Look at how much was still left in that can. And we are going to just scrape it out and get it all in here. Again, this is also a 14-ounce can, just like the popular brand is. All right. Almost got it all out. I'm getting ready to stick it in the oven. When it comes out of the oven, you do have to let it set up. So we're going to let it cool in this pan after we take it out of the oven on a wire rack. We're going to let it cool for almost 2 hours before we even remove it from the pan. Well, an hour. We're going to remove it from the pan. We're going to remove it from the stove. Let me back up. We're going to remove it from the stove and put it on a wire rack. Let it cool for an hour. And then we're going to remove the whole thing from the pan. And we're going to set it and let it continue to cool for an hour. And then it'll be ready to cut and eat. Okay, guys. So that is completely ready and done. Let's get a close-up so you can see that. It's really good. All right, so I'm going to pop this into the oven. Okay, and here's what it looks like after it's been out of the oven for an hour. And I'm going to let it continue to cool. Okay, guys, so the rest of the cooling time is done. All about, probably about an hour and 30 minutes. And we're going to just lift this out. I'm going to show you how easy that is to do. Then you're going to have just a great after dinner snack or treat for your kiddos or you and your husband. So because you put the parchment paper in, it just lifts out. And I'm going to set it on my cutting board. Clean pan. Like I said, you can just leave it on your in your pan. But just look at that. Let's see if we can zoom in a little close on it. Wow, that looks really, really good. And so now to cut it, I just use my pizza cutter and in threes. So just make a nice long run all the way down. Try to get it as even as you can. I wish you could smell how delicious it smells, y'all. And then we're going to just cut the bars to your desired width. You can make them small. You can make them large. If you're going to take them somewhere to serve, you can make them smaller. They're not rich. I know it looks like, well, you got a lot of candy, chips in there, but it's not a really, really rich dessert, and it's certainly by no means just so sweet that you can't stand it. Everything just balances out. So we're just going to take this corner up. I'm going to show you how delicious that looks on the inside. Put it on a plate. And again, these would be just a terrific treat for you to have to maybe take to your children's school or your work if you're having some kind of lunch in there. Absolutely wonderful and tasteful. So remember to like my video, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell so you can receive notification every time I upload a new video. Thank you and be blessed, and we'll see you real soon.